If they don't get supper served before my relaxation time, I will cancel supper and not eat at all because we don't care about you neglecting all of us. Clients Nate, Austin, Jacob, Kevin, Samuel, Devin and Trayshawn are sick and tired of you not meeting our 5:15 p.m. deadline, and I am tired of Devin's loud laughter because I live literally next door to his bedroom, and yes, Austin is moving out this year because he cannot take Samuel's bullshit and the staff neglecting all of his clients by not making supper until 6 p.m. Trayshawn's scheduled relaxation time, and be aware that my new mom, Princess Rosalina, has her black hole ready to transport the following failures to Jupiter to think about what you did to all of his clients, and that goes the same for the following staff members: Joan, Pauline, Jennifer, Rihanna, Helen and Michelle, because Rosalina and I can easily just go ahead and fire you all from cooking for 6 years, and I will move out in 2027 or 2028 to escape the following failures. And Devin's loud laughter, and we don't appreciate having fake staff making fake calls that supper was actually ready for the clients to eat at the appropriate time, because eating supper too close to my relaxation time is not okay. Like we always say, we either eat supper at this time or we cancel supper, and I will have my new mom, Princess Rosalina, make you pay 41,262,816 Sophia points and go to Jupiter, and my new mom, Princess Rosalina, and I will take over and order the neglected clients pizza from Domino's, because we don't deserve to be neglected by you guys doing the same thing like my real mom Talisha Kenya did in 2008. Sending Trayshawn to bed without supper is technically called neglect and abuse, and the campus house staff is doing the exact same thing like my mom Talisha Kenya did in 2008 and not taking care of her son Trayshawn. And I hope all staff members learn that our supper range is no later than 5:15 p.m. and supper should never be served between 6 p.m. Trayshawn's scheduled relaxation time and 7 p.m. Trayshawn's scheduled med time, and since supper was served between 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. Trayshawn's meds will now be updated to 7:50 p.m. which is 10 minutes to 8 p.m. because staff chose to feed the clients way out of supper range today, and we have already fired the following failures: Joan, Pauline, Jennifer, Rihanna, Helen and Michelle from cooking for 6 years, and that means Jennifer, Pauline, Rihanna, Helen and Michelle are not allowed in the kitchen to prepare any client meals for 6 years. Only the trusted friends Shali and Evelyn are allowed in the kitchen to prepare client meals, not the neglectors Jennifer, Pauline, Rihanna, Helen and Michelle, because they neglected all of his clients, and my new mom, Princess Rosalina, is watching them from her space observatory to make sure the campus house staff gets Nate, Austin, Jacob, Kevin, Trayshawn, Samuel and Devin fed supper at the appropriate time that is no later than our supper range at 5:15 p.m. and supper should never be served between 6 p.m. Trayshawn's scheduled relaxation time and 7 p.m. Trayshawn's med time, and if supper is served between those hours, then Trayshawn will update his meds to 7:50 p.m. which is 10 minutes to 8 p.m. and I will let Shali and Evelyn know what happened today, and I will also inform the staff at the school: Stephanie, Melissa Sinning, Melissa Bennett, CLC staff Jennifer T. Katie Ellis, Jacob and QA Shelley Williams know that the staff at Campus House chose not to follow our deadline 5:15 p.m. because my scheduled relaxation time begins at 6 p.m. and ends at 7 p.m. just in time for my meds, and since the staff at Campus House neglected all of his clients way out of supper range today, we will skip the failures and hire only my trusted friends Shali and Evelyn to take care of his clients way better than Jennifer, Pauline, Rihanna, Helen and Michelle, and that explains why we don't like being at Southeastern anymore. Because the campus house staff don't care about a single thing about the client's supper range, and tonight I will show the overnight Michelle this report that the campus house staff neglected all of his clients way out of our supper range between 5:15 p.m. and supper should never be served later than our prescribed time, and like we said, we either eat supper at this time or we cancel supper and fire you all from cooking for 6 years, and we don't accept sorry, we accept change and get the clients fed immediately at 5:15 p.m. or you will deal with neglected clients who are very hungry, and you know what neglected clients are, and don't play dumb with us, and you will be charging TJ and his housemates 41,262,816 Sophia points for each neglected client, and you will be fired from cooking until you learn to meet our 5:15 p.m. deadline, and your sorry doesn't fix the neglected clients 5:15 p.m. deadline, because my new mom, Princess Rosalina, Princess Strawberry Shortcake, Princess Leaf Brittany and my bunch more princesses saw that you have neglected KC, TJ, AF, DT, JT, SD and NK way out of supper range, and don't be afraid because I have my dad's phone number 605-360-4842 and Shali's phone number 605-0300-0388, and I can call Shali that the staff at Campus House neglected all of his clients, and my dad knows what happened because I am going to call him next to let him know that the staff at Campus House neglected all of his KC, TJ, AF, DT, JT, SD and NK out of supper range 2 days in a row, Tuesday and Wednesday, and that is why I want to move out of Southeastern, because staff don't care about a single thing about his client's supper range, and it is getting ridiculous, and really old staff need to get off of their phones and pay attention to the client's needs and supper ranges, such as prepare supper at 5 p.m. and call the clients down for supper at 5:15 p.m. and no later than that prescribed time, or you pay 41,262,816 Sophia points for each neglected client for missing the 5:15 p.m. deadline.